Okay, now I want to read something. This is from the book The History of the Conquest of China by the Tartars. And I've been going through this book, but I found a couple passages that I thought were pretty interesting. One of them was that a prediction by a Chinese astrologer was that the state would be conquered by a stranger which had blue eyes. So I'm going to click on this and just show you the Chinese, who have ever been much addicted to arts and sciences, had amongst them some very famous astronomers and some very eminent in judicial astrology. But one of the most renowned of all the astrologers, of the greatest credit and repute amongst them, whom they called the great Kahori of the stars, had some years before left behind him a prediction which made a great noise in the country. The prediction imported that time should come when the empire of China should devolve to the power of a foreign nation, and that he which should conquer it should have blue eyes. It was a rare thing in that country to see a man with such colored eyes. There are so few that in 300 years during which the Spaniards have frequented the Philippine Isles, where there is a great confluence of all the eastern nations, they have remarked that they never saw any persons with blue eyes, but either Europeans or those whose parents were of Europe. And this continues on. But the Chinese, above all other nations, testified a great abhorrence for blue eyes, both because it was a thing extraordinary, and that thereupon they presently reflected upon the prediction. The Chinese, who were jealous of the eyes of the Hollanders and English, did not mistrust that more fatal ones should come out of Tartary, for by the Tartars they predicted the prediction of their astrologer was verified. The young Zunchi was designed to be the conqueror of their empire with blue eyes. Now I'm going to back up and show you another chapter about the warfare practices of the Tartars. The Tartars who conquered China are generally proper men and well-shaped. Only their shoulders are broad, but the rest of their limbs are well proportioned. But they are very sturdy and strong, which makes them appear rather rough and unhewn than nice or effeminate. All their gallantry is to be in action and make a bustle. Naturally, they love to take pains, and they may be compared to those antient Roman soldiers, born and bred in the country, of whom one of the poets saith, that after they had dyed the sea with the blood of Africa, after they had defeated Antiochus, Pyrrhus, and Hannibal, they returned to their country life and went out in the morning with a spade upon their shoulders, and returned at night with a burden of wood, which their mothers, who bred them not up nicely, had taught them to carry. The Tartars have not ordinarily their complexion so fair as the Chinese. There is not much difference usually in their faces, unless it be that some are more black and tanned. They have thicker beards, which for the most part are either black or red. They have no mustaches, but for all that they are gallant fellows. Now, I'm going to continue down here. But it is remarked that there is great inequality in their humors, for in time of peace they are like other men, and very different from what they are in time of war, when they are fierce, cruel, unmerciful, and take delight in shedding the blood of their enemies, whereas at other times they are mild, courteous, affable, and strive to be civil and compliant to all persons. And it continues on, and it says that the horses were their pride, and it's what they used in war. And there is a passage in here that some of the Tartars did participate in cannibalism during times of war. But that wasn't something they did usually, because you can see here they eat likewise all sorts of venison, as the flesh of stags, wild boars, and such other creatures. They even had some kind of a chocolate drink and wine. So they were very fierce people in war. When they were not at war, they were just peaceful and average people. Now, it didn't say that they were immediately voyagers. It says, as for voyagers by sea and navigation, it is observed that the Tartars, which conquered China, are naturally averse to the sea. Perhaps it is because that part of Tartary in which they inhabited is remote from the sea. Nor is it strange that any one should at the first dislike that which they have no experience of. Yet we saw that in the province of Canton they quickly became very good mariners and fought very well at sea. Men of courage will master anything, and no habit or custom can resist them who resolve to accustom themselves to anything, though never so difficult and strange to them at first. So they did go out on the sea. And the women were described as modest, chaste, and virtuous. But they also had their place in society as well. They weren't held back to a certain degree. Okay, and what else do I want to show you here? Now, there was some talk about they didn't want to marry the Chinese women initially. They preferred their own women. But eventually they did begin to intermarry after they had conquered China. And some of these women went with them wherever they went. I'm going to back up. Virtues and vices. They didn't seem to be religious initially, but once they were introduced to religion, they kind of accepted all the religion. And it's something about bonsai, which are their priests. And the women also participated in the religions that they eventually adopted. So, I'm gonna go through this and see if I can pull out more. I'm just kind of going through it a little bit at a time and trying to catch what I can catch. But what I wanted to point out is that they did participate in cannibalism during war. So that is something that may explain some of the cannibalism in the Americas. Although I've read there was a lot of starvation around the world and it was a practice to do that. Then they started to like it. So there's quite a bit more in here to go through. But this is a good book to start with, to see who these people were. And as it mentioned, they had a person in power that had blue eyes that was going to conquer them. Yeah. So, let's see. I will continue on. And again, this was written in 1671. Thank you.